So we all have different mornings. We all have different visions of the year. We all think people would say different things to the teacher. So we all have these individual points going into the school year. Well, today really is about talking about your dreams. And the great thing about dreams is that everyone dreams. Everyone dreams, no matter what you teach, no matter how long you've been here. You see, we have an engagement problem in our country. We have an engagement problem in our country. But let's see how it is at this school. So this is going to be a flash poll, right? The first answer, if you have your phone, all you have to do is answer A to hit send, B, C, and D. So the question goes like this. How engaged in my teaching am I? If it's A, incredibly engaged, who needs summer? I'm ready to teach now. B, very engaged. C, somewhat engaged, or what was the question again? All right, how engaged are you in your teaching? So we'll time this out. You have 20 seconds. So overall, you feel like you have a very engaged staff. All right, let's see. The next question. How engaged are my coworkers at school? A, world-class engagement. B, very engaged. C, somewhat engaged. D, I can't say right now because she's right next to me. Well, this level of engagement is not what we see in our country today. As a matter of fact, most research indicates that about 71% of American workers are disengaged from their job. 71% of American workers are disengaged in their jobs. The New England Patriots offense, if they were a typical organization, only 3.3 of those 11 people would know the play, know their responsibility, and know the goal. So the quarterback, the left tackle, and the wide receiver know the play, know their responsibility, know the goal. 71%. Companies, to try to combat that, do one of three things. We saw a lot of this 2008, 2009. Companies went to the gratitude method, which basically says, it's tough out there, you should be grateful you have a job, shut up and get back to work. Right? The beatings will continue until morale improves. Right? Now those organizations don't succeed. The ones that did that in 2008, 2009 lost all of their talent and have never caught up. Other places try another approach where they try to do everything for their workers. They provide everything. It's this event, and it's that event, and it's this program, and it's that program that they provide. We see that all the time when we engage with companies. They'll go through a laundry list of things they've done. We did the company picnic on a boat because they said on a survey that's what they wanted to do. But in that case, they're doing for the employees rather than the employees doing it for themselves and their own lives. So the line between empowerment and entitlement gets blurred. Finally, there are those companies who understand that the company can only be the best version of itself to the extent that the people in the company are the best versions of themselves. And they invest in their people in years. They spend 110 hours of training on every employee before they serve their first burger. And they asked the CEO, you put all that money into people. What if you train them and invest in them and they leave? And his answer was simple. I'd rather invest in people and have them great and leave than not invest in them and have them stay. So those people understand it. Places like here understand that the school can only be the best version of itself to the extent that each of you are the best versions of yourself. So, but how do you measure engagement? How do we know if this is an engaged group? One of the problems is you can't gauge engagement. You can't measure it as a group. There was an article I was reading that came out of Brown, I think, that said, the problem is we try to measure engagement as a group, but engagement is an individual construct. We can't measure it as a group, it's an individual construct. And they made a loose reference to a track meet. So people running a track meet, if you look at the fastest runner and the slowest runner, it doesn't tell you about how all the runners are individually. So we'll only know how engaged you are as a group based on how engaged each one of you are individually in your own lives. Make some sense? Okay, super. So the last thing I'll say in that, we believe that organizations can focus on being smart and they can focus on being healthy. Smart are organizations that focus things like technology, finance, core competency, strategic plan, things you need to do. They're important. If you have advisory boards and school boards, they'll focus on this a lot, and that's good. What companies don't do is focus on the healthy part of things. A place where there's minimal politics, high morale, low turnover of good people. Good is capitalized for a purpose. All right, let's face it. 8 starters returned this year from the Reds, the team that lost 93 games 3 years in a row. Low turnover of good people is good. Not like the folks that never leave that we read of earlier. Productivity and dynamic teamwork. So a place that focuses on being healthy can get a competitive edge, right? So the place that because healthy is a multiplier of smart in this way. So take a company that's really good at smart. They do some of the things, technology, strategic plans, they're really good and buttoned up on that. But they just grind people, right? Like NCC, they just grind teachers, right? Now, if you're good at the smart part, a 6, and you're pretty good at the healthy part, if health is a multiplier of smart, then the one school's a 30, but the school that's 6 and 6, not great in either one, but good, is a 36. We believe that companies fail miserably in taking advantage of the healthy part, which is what today is about. Making your organization a little bit healthier by focusing on those things we talked about. High morale, low turnover, good people, and engagement. So give smart people like yourselves a healthy environment. Now you're in business. With that in mind, let's start talking about what your dreams are. So we're going to do some dream storming here. And here's how this goes. We start off with some dream starters, back with the phones. Okay? So we're going to just ask a couple questions with the phones. Again, you can yell it out. We're going to text to the same number. Okay, you've already done this, so you don't have to do this now, but all you have to do is your question. So the first question goes like this. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? If someone gave you $500 and you had to spend it today, what would your dream impulse be? What one relationship would you most like to improve in your life? If you didn't have any fear, what activity would you try? The rules to this next part are the following. Have fun. Dream without limits. It's okay to share someone else's dream. So if someone says, oh, I want to go here, I want to go to Ireland too. I never thought about that. I never thought about skydiving. It's okay to write that down. You can have somebody else's dream also. And finally, if you think of it, write it down. So this is rapid fire right now. Are you ready? Okay. First question, best version of ourselves. So we're going to guide you along with some categories to get you think. What we just did was some breadth of dreams. Now we're going to get some depth. Now we're going to get some breadth of dreams. So we have 12 categories that we're going to work with. Okay, let's go. Was coaching a woman who was going through a tough divorce. Their family happened to be, her and her husband, home builders, so all the finances were all kind of entangled, and it was really tough. And so when we first started talking about dreams, you may be in this case, she said, I can't even think about dreaming right now with this right in front of me. So we said, okay, that's legit. So why don't we make that your dream? That within the next 9 months, you're going to get this worked out. Now we can break it down into some steps that might help. So she worked that through each month. What was the next thing I had to do? What was the next thing I had to do? What was the next thing I had to do? And you have your dream list, pick some target dreams. The good news is you can do every dream on your list. The not so great news is you can't do them all at once. Now, personality-wise, some of you are going to be able to create 100 dream lists like that. Some of you are really going to struggle. Now, the other reality is those that do it like that, it's going to be a struggle to make a plan. And you know, and the other people, they may have 15 dreams, but they'll make a plan. So the question is, come up with some target dreams. What are true dreams you have in the next 12 months? I would challenge you to make one either financial or physical because they're easy to monitor. Okay? So 2 for 12 months, what's a 5-year dream? And what's a dream that's more than 5 years? So a dream that's between 1 and 5 years and one dream that's 5+. Write those dreams down. Those are your target dreams. Right? Ask yourself, why am I picking that dream? What will it look like if I accomplish this dream? You have to know what it's going to look like if you accomplish it. Conversely, what will happen if I don't make progress on this dream? Now you might say, I want to go to Rome. Okay, I didn't make it. Well, at least I was dreaming. I saw a future that was bigger than the present. Or it might be pretty significant. I need to fix this relationship or it's over. I need to lose these many pounds or I'm going to have serious diabetic problems, whatever it might be. What are your dreams for the year? What are your dreams for your class? So we've talked a lot about your dreams with the premise that the school can only be the best version of itself to the extent you're the best version of yourself. So I'd like to wrap up today with some questions to transfer your own dreaming because hopefully this has spawned something. How does that translate into the school? So the first question, if you have your phone, you can answer it. Otherwise, what's one thing, I found this is a great question to ask this group, what's one thing you have to let go of this year? What's one thing you have to let go of this year? In a few words, what's your dream for your students this year? In a few words, what's your dream for your students this year? And the last question, probably the most important one. What is one thing you'll start doing today to be the best version of yourself? What is one thing you will start doing today, not tomorrow, not a week from now, not after school starts, not after grades are due, not after districts, not after midterms, not after spring break, not after finals. But boy, this summer I'm going to get this done. It's one thing you're going to do today to start being the best version of yourself. Yes, as I leave you today, I just have one question as you start this school year for you, your family, and your students. That's real simple. What's your dream? It's been a pleasure to be here. Count on my